Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
We built their empire. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
We promoted them every day on this show, and it was a big part of our night.
Amazon is here because of us.
Right.
We made that company.
We did that, and then we had to have a bake sale after that.
Mike, you have had different groups of friends and cohorts in life where you have to go and decide right away when you walk in, you're like, I'm going to be friends with that person.
I've made terrible decisions in that area, though.
Fair enough. I thought to myself,
I really have, Rob. I really have. I swear. In my opinion.
I don't know that, Mike.
I think
you
I
have
have
so many great friends.
we all found each other, right?
You
We
used to
messed
get
up.
excited coming in and tell us stories about someone you knew who would go from job to job and not really be,
Well, I mean,
concerned about the
Take
job
summers off.
performance as much as getting the bennies and stuff like that.
and if that person was doing it just by, his reputation and advancing up the ladder, that's fine. And he's probably retired now, so it doesn't matter.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Greetings, citizens all over the fruited plain, Iowa, Sloan, Iowa. Have Sloan out in front of the school.
Sloan Peterson, yes.
Lake Buena Vista, Florida. I've spent time on a golf course there. It's right next to Disney World. Place I don't think I'll ever set foot in Orlando again. Now I will.
The entire
city? No, I'll probably take him to Universal at some point.
SeaWorld.
But I won't go to Disney again. SeaWorld. Topsail Beach, North Carolina, Tucson, Arizona, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and Hat Yai, Thailand. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now, and we are glad to be with you. I have been trying to get to this for a while now to talk about it because it's in the news every day. It's in the news cycle every day, and it's this asshat from New York, Long Island. I think that's where he got elected. George Santos.
Tell the truth, Mike. You haven't been trying to get to it. It's a lie.
Yeah, well, that's the truth is very, very vague.
It is. It is. It is.
It's not big, it's a lie.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about where we are. The older I get, the more I tend to just, it's almost like meditate, where I try to do a deep thought on where does this all come from? And where does this hate and this divisiveness, and where does it all come from? And as I've been thinking about this pathological liar, George Santos, that got elected to Congress, and that's when they discovered that he was a liar. First of all, that's a problem in and of itself that should be addressed. But when you think of a guy like this, a guy that the very latest was he lied about his mother being in the World Trade Center the day of the attacks, and then he also bilked a guy for a GoFundMe to get a cancer treatment for his dog, and he kept the $3,000 that he raised. Stole a Burberry scarf. Stole a Burberry scarf, and onward and onward, and lying about every bit of his personal resume, from his work history to his personal history to his name, where the guy's name, George Santos, is really DeValder. And it just goes on and on. And I watch this, and everybody is so incredulous about this. But I thought about where it all started. And I think one of the places that it really might not have started there, but it definitely fueled it, was our wonderful business of radio, where radio, because of the microphone and because of a really, by and large, even with all the people listening, a lack of accountability. You may say something, and this goes back, I'll focus a little more on, right now, it would manifest itself with sports talk hosts primarily.
All right.
Because they're the ones that have replaced a lot of talk radio. You've got a lot of guys. And the thing that jogged this for me is I'm watching a promo on the weekend on the playoff games on Fox for Colin. Is it Cowherd?
Yes.
Cowherd.
Yeah, the Herd.
And he's a textbook example of, and there are a million of these guys that have it all figured out, that know exactly what's going on, and they don't even, not even close when it comes to sports. You can get a team that can walk into a stadium or an arena on any day and blow everything out of the water. Nobody knows. That's the That's the
Except
purity
the
of
Commanders.
sport. No. The Commanders
are
people
perfect.
this year.
They're a perfect example. They win the games they cannot win. They lose the games they cannot lose.
But the bloviating, hey, I've got it all. Then you go backwards, and I'm taking modern. That's modern talk radio right now with sports talk. Then you go back to radio, and on the radio, man, we didn't have any accountability. You would think, well, your accountability is your listeners. No, that's the big secret. The listeners can bitch. The listeners can send a letter or an email or a text message to you. But the accountability is, and I'm not talking about accountability for saying something racist or something that's beyond the pale as far as societal norms. Yeah. I'm talking about facts. And that I really, if you look back on where this culture of total fabrication came from, I think a lot of it came from talk radio, because you get guys. I'll give you an example of Bill O'Reilly. You get Bill O'Reilly, who's loud enough, and he is strong-willed enough, where everything that comes out of his mouth, be it accurate or not, is gospel truth to people hearing it. People that are they're going to buy that. Then flash forward to politics. Behind the scenes with politics, you have probably a tremendous amount of dishonesty and shysterism and all that. But now it just spills over. If you get people, and then, of course, the person everybody's going to blame for this is the orange one. Of course. Where,
well,
he
in politics,
made a lot of...
it's a clear, line of just getting past. And I see the point you're making here. And I agree with you. I don't think it starts...
Is there anybody as bad as George Santos, though?
I thought there wasn't. And then I took a deeper dive.
Because there have been people throughout the years.
Not in politics, but in business. I'll just give you a couple examples here, right? Apparently, a president at IBM, he kept his position after lying about his records. He had a sexual discrimination complaint that he didn't ever. That's like something that somebody, I guess, could hide under white collar.
Okay. But when you say his records, you're talking about his resume, his background?
Yeah, his resume. This is all resumes.
Okay. All right.
Resume based. You have all these corporate entities that have. Do you remember the former Notre Dame coach who lied about his master's degree and being a football?
I think I heard that. Yeah, I remember that.
And then
one,
they were like later, like in sports, sometimes you are brought to task because it's such a public forum.
And actually, I have an example that's personal. Is that the guy that taught a lot of upper level mass comm communications classes at VCU when I went there? After I graduated, turned out he never got his doctorate, and because of it, VCU lost its accreditation.
Yeah, so then
it happens. You just don't follow up.
You have this Bausch and Lomb. Is it Bausch and Lomb?
Bausch and Lomb.
Yes. CEO lied about his MBA degree, but was still able to keep his position because he was deemed too valuable. That's the CEO.
He got in.
Yeah.
He drilled, this worm drilled into the apple.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't get rid of him. He was profitable. But when you talk about the level of grift that's involved right now with this guy Santos, because you don't have the lying of the resume.
No.
You have the lying of the educational.
He's a grifter. Where he's from, how he immigrated, the 9/11 family, or the connection to 9/11.
His personal life.
This is
Jewish.
This is his religion, his sexual orientation. We don't know about now. This guy. If anybody's seen The Talented Mr. Ripley, you take that and then say, what? How could we make not a blockbuster?
Do you think George Santos can do impressions of people he's met?
No,
like on the phone. That's the creepiest. By the way, if you watch the movie Talented Mr. Ripley, that's the creepiest thing he does is when he does the voice on the phone of somebody that he does. That's very creepy.
It wouldn't shock me. I listened to what is it? The Daily, right? When they're breaking down this past Sunday, when they're on the way home. Always fun for my wife is she's like, here we go again. We got to learn. She just wants music and I want to learn.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven, let me tell you. So I
There's
said,
a lot to be learned from listening to Rihanna.
I'm explaining to her, I was like, listen to this investigative reporter where they have some reflection on why the New York Times didn't catch this guy in their own backyard.
Yeah, we're talking about George Santos.
Yeah, George Santos, where they said that they were so wrapped up in these midterms with these big fish and everything that was happening, because the New York Times, respectively, has become a national paper, right? It's a national paper.
The old gray lady, Mike.
So they're not a local paper.
That's all you remember. That's all. That's in there. That's in there. That's
something I
inside.
got. Yeah,
It comes out like a burp.
And for budgetary reasons or whatever it may be, they don't have the manpower that would address, hey, let's look into George Santos a little further. So they start looking into him after he wins the election. And this is when this like long chain of like, hey, let's call Goldman Sachs and let's call Citibank and say, like, let's see what his mentors or his like coworkers have to say about him. They're like, we don't have a George Santos on our roster. We never had one.
And the brazenness of just lie after lie after lie, and then digging his heels in, because I'm sure he feels very at home in that environment in Congress. I'm sure he does.
Oh, good
God, yeah.
Mike, you have had different groups of friends and cohorts in life where you have to go and decide right away when you walk in, you're like, I'm going to be friends with that person. New class.
I've made terrible decisions in that area, though.
Fair enough. I thought to myself,
I really have, Rob. I really have. I swear. In my opinion.
I don't know that, Mike.
I think
you
I
have
have
so many great friends.
we all found each other, right?
YouTube
That's why I stay in Southwest Florida with the door locked.
Yeah, YouTube day just for that eye roll.
Wow.
But so when I see the congressmen and congresswomen,
Yes, Congress people.
I see them like laughing with him and talking with him, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Because he's part of the club now.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What happened to that old Amish custom of shunning?
Yes.
You know? What happened to that?
This man. This man has come out and said, yes, he lied. Yes.
He's stolen from people. He's a thief.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to be, to do the grift of trying to get a position, but then when you just steal, there is no shame whatsoever. And in radio, in my long career, I've been around plenty of people that had no shame. None. None whatsoever.
I think it's the chip that's broken.
I mean, really.
Yeah. I agree.
And it's just, I don't know. I think when you talk about, look at anybody ever do a deep dive on the friend of the president, Sean Hannity, and checked his background and what credentials he brings.
He's a disc jockey.
Educationally to the table. You ever go take a look at Jeff Christie? And and look at his the late Rush
Limbaugh, Mike.
And I haven't that one. I don't even know. I'm just saying I'd be curious to see.
He
Sean
was on
Hannity,
the air so young. I can't imagine that.
But
Rush was
you're talking about with individuals where I know it was bad back in my parents' day as well, but in my parents' day, to get on these magic boxes and spew your ideas, you had to have a little more gravitas.
Yeah.
I really believe that. Instead of just being the loudest, rudest guy in the room. And then you go back with civility throughout modern history. And you say, well, people killed each other and lied back. Of course they did. But I'll give you an example.
All right.
One of my chick flicks, one of my favorite chick flicks is Sense and Sensibility with Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman. And Alan Rickman has a scene in there where he knows that this guy, that the sister of the character played by Emma Thompson has hitched her star to.
Okay.
And she's in love with this guy. And Alan Rickman knows the guy's a horrible human being. But decorum, the idea of not being the loudest, throwing false accusations, prevents him from telling her at the time. So he said, forgive me, bows, and he leaves the room. Later on, he said, please allow me to share this with you in hopes that your sister might feel better. This guy knocked up a lady, got in trouble, got disinherited. Only after all that did they read. Now, do I want a time like that? No, because the truth is elusive in that way too. But I don't want where we've come to now, where the loudest person in the room, where the guy that can shout down, where the bully can get a seat in Congress.
We got to follow the money. How did this guy raise $750,000?
Still don't know that, do they?
They don't know yet. And look, Vanity Fair, 15 hours ago, Mike. Still, you've got your hand on the beat of America, the pulse of America. The beat. I'm an idiot. These are the top 10 lies that George Santos has put out there.
So you're saying, David, these are the top 10 lies.
When you have a 10 spot and it's just the tip of the iceberg, lay those on us, please.
His mother died as a result of 9/11. We mentioned that correlation, that there's this big deal.
Incorrect.
That he was a volleyball star.
Lie.
The man is not very tall.
You can tell it by looking at him.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. It is.
But don't you think it's one of the ones that is so oddly specific and offbeat?
No, I think perhaps, I'm not going to give him more credit than he deserves, but with the grift, you're thinking, nobody gives a rat's ass about volleyball.
See?
Nobody's going to pay attention to volleyball.
Yeah, it's not like football.
He has a string of alleged crimes which include check fraud in Brazil. That the Brazilian authorities still want to extradite the guy. He was involved in a Ponzi scheme that, with his self-employment history, says he worked for Goldman Sachs and Citigroup or worked with them. He did not. This is the wild one, and this is when you're dealing with a serial
liar.
Not a liar, but
I want a better bell. Can you send me a better dinger?
Yeah,
because that just sounds so.
We all want a better dinger, Mike.
Listen. It's too dry. I like just a sharper without chopping off the beginning of it.
This is when people hate you. Ex-roommates of Santos said that he allegedly stole scarves from him. Scarves.
Yeah, Burberry.
Yeah, Burberry scarves.
And he
does that.
And he wore one of the scarves on a recent press event. And the guy called him
on the telly.
Yeah. The scarf was a gift to honor the guy's grandfather. It was given to him on the anniversary of the death of his grandfather, and Santos grabbed it.
A former landlord says that Santos was on the way to deliver him his rent check that he was late on, and then he claimed and reported to police that he was mugged on the way to deliver his rent check. So he never actually
and Rob's right. He's running around chatting with people.
Yeah.
Or you said that, Oscar. That he's just chatting with people. Hey, hi, George. How are you?
He's part of the club now. He got in.
He built a homeless veteran out of money raised to save his dying dog. We've all seen the GoFundMe, right?
Ridiculous.
That he had a connection to the Pulse shooting he mentioned within a WNYC interview. This is on tape.
Yeah, marries himself to every tragedy in the book. Which, by the way, has become a standard of American behavior. In my humble opinion, people love to marry themselves to tragedies. I don't know. The one thing I will tell you on this show, I don't know. I really, there's a hell of a lot that I don't know than I know. What I believe, what I perceive is the American culture of violence and murder and death. And I know I'm weaving a lot of different stuff into this, but to marry yourself to the Pulse shooting. Well, of course, because it's on the magic box.
Yes.
It gets all the attention and attention and attention and attention. And then the media goes away. And the families are left with their foundations, and nothing changes legislatively in this country because we just suck. And we have to accept that. We really do. Could we get better? Yes. Is this country great? Yes, I believe it is. I believe it's one of the greatest systems that has ever been devised. Do I think it is effed up? Unbelievably effed up. Is it irrevocably effed up? No, I don't. I don't believe that at all. But make no mistake with what we love. And I'm as guilty as the next guy. If you consider what I did when I was playing as a kid compared to what my son does right now, with tanks and snipers and all that, I feed it too. But when you get to the media and you get to government and media, you hear a lot about it. The fake media. I don't even deal with the fake media. What I deal with is what we hype in media. I think throwing darts at people for reporting on horrible politicians is the wrong arrow to shoot at the media. You know what you shoot at the media? The industrial, I don't want to say industrial, the factory that churns out this lust for murder that we have, this insatiable need we have to exploit murder. And I will give you an example of just the other night, Dateline, which is should be called The Murder Show.
Yeah.
Where you have a report by our wonderful journalist Keith Morrison, who everybody makes fun of, and the entire piece had nothing to do with anything other than reactions and how people felt, and which to me is absurd in its very essence. Where you talk to somebody, so by the way, how did you feel about that person that broke in and killed your daughter? I mean, what the F are you going to say? It's over. There's nothing more to be said, especially when they have the guy in custody. But that's just a naked example of exploiting the situation, because there's no whodunit aspect to that at all. They got the guy in custody. That's the way it goes. With the whodunits, you've got many, many, many more. We love murder.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it more than any country in the world. We love to talk about it. We love to make movies about it. We love to have news pieces and entire franchises at networks, major networks, based on that. And it's, I know I departed from the George Santos thing, Amelia, but I worry about what we care about. But a guy like George Santos sees a tragedy, which he knows subconsciously, like we all
9/11, the Pulse shooting.
That's what we care about. Yeah. Well, that's what death.
The economic meltdown.
Yeah.
The recession. It's like he took every pivot point in society, in American culture, New York, and said, "I'm going to attach myself," and then bilk these wonderful voters, right? And the community to say that I'm going to represent you, when he doesn't represent anybody.
No, and you brought up something like
in his own grift.
In passing, it's like when a shooting or a tragedy happens, and sadly there's been enough of them that we can see sort of a game plan, they cover them for a day or two, and then they're in the rearview mirror. And he probably knows this, that if he can place himself in the coverage for that 48 hours, then he can excuse himself and not have to touch it anymore. But he gets all the benefit politically,
and even down the road when he talks about 9/11, the greatest tragedy in American history.
And what has he done but spent 36 hours? That's it. That's it. That's all he's done. It's his game plan.
Guys, but we should be clear here. This is a broader, it's the right time, right place, right? There was so much going on nationally within these elections that he squeaked in. The Republicans, and I'm not saying the Democrats wouldn't do the same, so they have a slim
there are examples on both sides.
They have a slim majority.
If you're talking about, the most recent, the greatest liar in the history of Congress, and the guy that decided, I lost my election by 70 points, percentage points, and I think I'll shoot into a building. Okay. So, not looking good for that team right now.
So, but you've got, on both sides, they're like, okay, we got to let him in because we have a slim majority. I guess the lens I'm looking through. And then now we're going to say we don't want him in, but we do want the majority.
It's just like shootings. We're all going to talk about how we condemn it, and then nothing's going to be done. Nothing is going to be done. Look at the Second Amendment issue. I mean, when you realize that people are going to come out and the gun lobby has successfully framed that debate on their own terms. So they have created an entire culture that believes that if there's any legislation, that means they're going to take away people's guns.
Right.
And, you have these horrible shootings. And once again, everybody uses this example. After Sandy Hook, 40 minutes from where I live, and there I am marrying myself to that tragedy. See, I do it too. Yeah. I can rail against it, and I can do it 2 minutes later because it's what we do. But nothing changes. And when nothing changed there, I knew it was over.
What has to happen? Yeah, what has to happen?
I have Sandy Hook promise on my phone, and I find it I keep it. I don't delete it because I can't do that in good conscience. But I also look at that and go, how sad that they're out there still chugging away, and it goes on and on and on. But the lying, and the more divided we get, and the more we get to the point where, hey, as long as you're on my team, that's all that matters. And that's where we are. That's why you've got people on both sides. But look, I'm not going to say equally on both sides. I think I could fake a personality and go into a Republican rally and be a candidate in 5 minutes if I went down there and said that. But I really think that I don't think you can do it with laws, but you can certainly put pressure on. How do we vet? Don't you think that in order to represent people, that there ought to be a standardized vetting process?
That's the scary part.
There is none.
You've got it's New York City.
Yeah. Well, it's
and
it's
maybe it's if I can just get back to what was not my point, but
Long Island, right?
Long Island
was really the journalists from the New York Times where they felt they articulated a level of guilt of why in their own backyard, if they're supposed to be investigative reporters, nobody looked at this guy.
Well, there was no time to look at him, as you said.
But hold on, let me interrupt here. What if the New York Times did do it before the election? Do you know what would have been said? Fake news. That was created by the last president. Fake news, especially if it's coming from the liberal New York Times, right?
Fair enough. But the case that they made within that conversation, which was just fresh, that it was so easy. It took 2 phone calls to start pulling on the thread of, wait a second, who is this guy?
If you want to go work for government agencies in the United States, they will send FBI agents to your neighbor's house.
Sure.
That's the vetting. But you can run for Congress by saying, I hate Biden. Oh, thanks. Sign up right here, Mr. Santos. By the way, how do you spell that? That's Santos. All right. Well, your driver's license. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay, it's Santos. They don't do any vetting.
No, and I would not put it past him as just a theory that if he is that good or that prevalent at lying, so frequent is his game plan of lying, he probably knew.
Rob just gave us a little tell there, too.
Yeah.
That good.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a part of the grifter in Rob that reveres this guy.
But he's not good at it.
Okay. No, he's not. Actually.
No, you're right. You're right.
He was so unassuming that people were like, this
little doughy.
This roly poly.
Do you think he surveyed the situation and said, there are frying so many big fish right now. Now is the time.
I don't think you're giving him too much credit.
He's stumbling.
Maybe.
He's stumbling forward.
He stumbled uphill. Yeah.
You're taking it putting it in the reverse direction. I think the way politics is today, you had a guy that was able to get in with very little effort.
Okay.
As opposed to he's no criminal mastermind. All right. He's just a grifter, pathological liar that discovered that he could shamelessly lie about everything and nobody would check him on it. And he got to Congress by doing it.
So he got lucky, yeah.
No, because you go in. I hate this because I'm going to divide people.
Just
again,
say it.
I don't give a S. No, the right wing establishment right now, that fringe of the extremists, if you agree to hate the brown people, you're going to be in you get to do whatever you want. Write your own ticket. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Yeah, but he speaks their language, right? Mm-hmm. I hate Biden.
Yeah.
I don't remember in my adult life that we ever had an elected president, where somebody flew an F that president's sign, a flag in their yard near a school.
Yeah, that hasn't happened since. That hasn't happened since Roosevelt.
That say F on the back. Never. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that happening until this election. And look where we are with all of it right now. And it is just incredible. What are you chuckling at?
Matt just texted us. Matt, that's his
Pony Boy,
his government name. Pony Boy just texted us. You'd love it. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it right now.
I think you'll do it justice more than I will.
I agree, Matt.
I'm biased.
Well played.
He steals scarves too.
That's right. Pony alerted us to the fact that Oscar's dog is named Santos.
Yes.
It is. And it's a lying dog.
He's a cutie.
Right
He's a cutie patootie, but what is he really doing?
Isn't he lying in here right now?
Yeah, he's on the floor.
Lying on the floor. Yeah.
And wait.
And wait.
To
get my scarf.
take us down.
Even the look of this guy.
I know.
Pony, is that his official congressional portrait?
I think it might be. That's like one of the first pics that came up.
Now, this guy went to Glamour Shots and took that picture prior to this happening.
You think so? No, that looks like one of your, I don't know, who knows. Boy, he's a weird-looking dude.
I don't think he looks weird. I think that
he looks like Tobey Maguire's less talented big brother.
He acts, it's the brazen nature of these lies. And then to go on and say, I'm sorry I over-exaggerated my credentials. Which is saying, I'm sorry I lied.
He's saying, I'm sorry I
By
got
the
caught.
way, wearing the sweater under the suit jacket, I have been a fat guy my whole life.
You can't do that unless you're skinny.
Really doesn't, it doesn't work.
Your layers don't work if
you can't do it. You got to get a bigger jacket and you have to
Yeah.
button your jacket. That's the only way you're getting away with that.
The reason he has the sweater is it's used to conceal more truth.
It's a weird
sweater
world.
of lies is what it is.
What do you think is going to happen? This guy's going to stay in power, right? They're not going to do it.
I have given up trying to figure out what the weak-minded leaders of this country
do. You think?
I'll bet you $5.
By the way, if you had told me, and let's pick on our side for a minute.
All right.
If you had told me that old lovable Joe, old 80-year-old Joe, Uncle Joe, had classified after what he said about Trump, I don't care if it's 10, if it's 12, if it's 5, that he had classified documents in his garage next to his car, I would have said, are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? This myth, and I'm sorry, it is a bit of a myth. Are there more grown-ups in the administration now than there were? Yes.
Sure.
And I'm happy for that. Are things still periodically effed up? Yes. Is there hypocrisy? Yes. Nobody has a handle on it. It sucks, and it makes me angry.
But let's be clear, it doesn't.
But one thing about this party that I'm in,
yes,
there are a lot of people that believe the way I believe that are saying that. We don't go, oh, he didn't really mean it. No, I'm not saying that. I think it's stupid.
It's
big time stupid. Perhaps it's even disqualifying. That's how mad I am about it.
No. Look, Pony said it best, right? It's a false equivalency, right?
No, but I'm not putting equivalency on it compared to what Trump did. The lawyers stonewalled the investigators with that. It's a much different situation.
But in the lens of the common folk, it's a lost chess piece. It's gone.
Yeah, it is.
True.
It is.
Right?
But not that was ever going to be the real problem. Although I did think for a time that it was.
Yeah.
I used to say, well, the January 6th thing's one deal, but they won't be able to get. But the documents, well, that's gone. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Nicely done. But I blame, and by the way, it's probably not Joe. It's Joe's staff. It really is. Joe probably knew nothing about it. I don't doubt that, but he might. And the investigation is there, and now there's a special counsel. So it goes both ways. Nobody has exclusivity on good behavior. It doesn't exist out there. You have to police people. You have to, here's a word you don't like to hear, regulate people. Mm-hmm. Because I don't trust people. People love money. People love sex. People love power. And people have to be watched. Because in the extreme case, you get George Santos.
I'm willing to say right now, real quick, $5 bet to anyone who wants to take it. Santos will get reelected in the next cycle. He'll stay in power and he will be reelected.
No.
Yes,
why do I feel like you like this guy?
I don't. But you know what?
I do.
It's going to go. No, why would I like him? I got no reason.
Because you're the biggest grifter on the show. You are a grifter, Rob.
You love the game. He's not a grifter. He loves the game.
But he's grifting.
Of getting away with it.
If you took a survey of the three of us in this room on this show right now, and who's stolen the most?
I never steal.
I never steal.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Found ways to work the system.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Right. Stealing. No. Some may have been me.
And Condo Whitey Bob, Whitey Bulger Bob.
No.
Condo Bulger?
Yeah. Condo Bulger.
I don't think it's fair to say it's grifting. You are enamored when people get over on people. That's fair to say.
What do you mean?
Like if
I don't. You know what we mean. He's playing you right there.
No, he's changing.
You know what he means.
I want to know what the specific sentence.
You
Okay,
of all people on the show have come in and anytime there's a mislabel at Costco and you get something cheaper.
Well, that's
because
great.
they
used to
messed
get
up.
excited coming in and tell us stories about someone you knew who would go from job to job and not really be,
Well, I mean,
concerned about the
Take
job
summers off.
performance as much as getting the bennies and stuff like that.
and if that person was doing it just by, his reputation and advancing up the ladder, that's fine. And he's probably retired now, so it doesn't matter.
But you love those stories.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when you are treated badly by, I will say, a big corporation.
Society?
No, not society, but
Right.
say a big corporation. Say one you worked for 17 years.
Yeah.
And they fire you for no great discernible reason. And you say, hey, is there anything I could do to stay under this umbrella? I will do anything. And they say, nope, pretty nice having you here. Don't let the door hit you when you leave.
Right.
Then if something bad happens to them, no tears are shed.
All right. Well, that's a different.
That's a different
story,
animal.
Yeah,
right?
you
That's
see?
a different
Yeah.
animal.
But
Yeah.
also,
Why am I reenacting a scene from what the hell? American Beauty.
which one?
When he goes into the boss's office, who's to say that you didn't offer to meet me
Right.
for, it's funny.
Yeah.
Do you
I never got that.
Do you
at
feel-
CBS.
do you feel like we are now in a place that this has created a catalyst of checks and balances?
I doubt it.
No.
It's
And
the
that's-
same thing
and-
with things that go wrong and horrible things that are done. It just lays there.
That's
it just
why
lays
he's
there
going to
for
get
2 years.
reelected. He's going to
I
get
don't-
reelected.
I don't think he's going to get reelected, Rob.
Because
I really
his
don't
name
think
is
that's
going to
gonna
be
happen.
people. People are going to forget about this lying thing.
I
2
don't
weeks.
think that can happen.
No,
It's
it will.
This has been a very long news cycle. For
And
this guy.
then people are going to go in to vote, and they're going to say, "Oh, I know that name. He's the incumbent. Let's keep him in there." And that's
I don't know whether
I have a
We'll see.
a twist within pop culture, which I don't actually don't.
Can
I
I give you my prediction
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you say that?
Yeah.
Because I'll forget it
Yeah.
if I let. You know what's going to happen. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Okay, if the net closes in, and there's no sign that this is lightening up a bit.
Lots
this
of
is
hope.
definitely still very much in the news. If the noose gets tighter around this guy, you're going to have an illness. Mark my words. You will have some sort of illness develop where he can't perform
already
his
been
duties.
appointed
or
to
something.
an
committees.
unverifiable illness.
He's
What's
on two
that?
committees already.
Yeah, but if something happens where the
Yeah.
bottom falls out,
Yeah,
then that's when he gets sick.
that's
when it's just
valid
like,
too.
I'm sorry, I can't
Yeah.
make it to the hearing. He's ill.
You mentioned sex and politics. Was it Elliot Spitzer?
Yes.
Right. Who was the
Horn dog.
No, but who was his?
Wiener.
No, who was his? He was the Attorney General of New York, right?
Right.
And then
Democrat.
What was the name of his escort? At
The
the
one
time?
that took the pictures on the boat.
Yes. Does
I forgot.
anybody? Can you look that up? My computer just died. Shocker.
Yeah.
The one thing about him, and I think, would it be, I don't like to paint in broad strokes all the time, but wouldn't it be safe to say that,
They took him to task right away.
but it seems to me that more Democrats, no, that's not true.
No. I think,
But
if you-
Democrats
it's not
get in
partisan.
trouble with their wieners a lot.
Yeah, all the time. It's just
A
just
lot.
is what it is.
Yeah.
They do it a lot.
All the way from Kennedy forward, you know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot. But there's been wiener trouble on
I
both
share
sides.
that.
Roosevelt forward.
Do you have the name?
It's searching.
Does
right
anybody
now.
in there have a computer that can move fast with their fingers? This guy's got ham hands. So what I found out yesterday blew my mind is that, and I'm sorry I don't have the name. I had it on my computer.
And Elliot Spitzer has been on CNN.
He's back,
as a
man.
regular
He's in a redemption story. It
contributor.
is what it is. This young lady that was part of that entire news cycle of I can't believe this guy's got an escort, a high price escort, this and that. She's turned around her life and just lived her life in anonymity. But now her stepdaughter is the most powerful influencer in the world, and her name is Alex Earl, and she
Really?
is.
And this is Spitzer's hooker.
Yes. What's the name?
It's. I'm still looking.
Let me-
What is
can I
wrong with-
use your
Let
phone?
me ask you a
Jesus
question.
Christ.
Why is that so difficult for you?
Ashley Dupree.
Thank you. That's who it is.
Or
Why
Dupre.
does that take so long?
For one thing, Safari locked up, and then it was about 10 paragraphs
Why are you using?
It was the first engine I opened because I have none computer.
You
with
have
me.
all these iPads in front of you.
Yeah, but they are programmed for sound.
You can just hit a button and come back to them.
All right.
That's how that works.
Ashley Dupree.
All right, your brother has to have. I'm going to describe what I want done to his process. All right, we've never talked about this.
I agree.
All right, so he can be more of a functioning part.
I think we're going to be upset
program.
when he has a laptop in front of him.
Because it'll be a
It'll be the
distraction
same
for him.
thing.
Maybe
It'll be
I
the
could
same
take
thing.
it upon me to charge Oscar's computer for him.
I own the mistake. I'm the big dummy.
Anyway, see now the lack of truth is flying around.
Ashley Dupree.
Yes.
Her stepdaughter
is the most powerful influencer in the world right now.
So this is the daughter of a guy she married.
Yes.
Oh, all right. She's cute.
Oh, a 10 out of 10.
But didn't come out of Ashley's loins.
No. But the guy's got good taste, clearly.
By the way, that was the end of our George Santos discussion. We really went full circle, right back to our wheelhouse.
Shannon, are you done? Are you ready? Can we go to spots now?
Yeah, you stop talking. We're doing a show. I love you.
Thanks. She looked great online yesterday.
She
All right,
did. Yeah.
Hit the spot. I picked myself up a little soy milk latte and my wife a cafe grande.
Yeah.
Starbucks. I hear through the speaker that it's the sing-songy guy.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day. My name's Trent. Welcome to Starbucks. What can I do you for, big guy?
Well, I think I'll have a venti soy milk latte.
Awesome. Can I get you a cake pop?
Would you like a cake pop?
Or how about I tell you about my favorite podcast?
Tell your friends, wake the kids, and phone the neighbors. Let them all know about your favorite podcast, The Mike O'Mara Show. It's TMOS's new listener initiative for 2023. Join the party. The more, the merrier.
Let your Trent flag fly, and that's fine.
Hey, KiwiCo people knows a thing or two about delivering moments of discovery through fun. Hands-on projects. Each month, KiwiCo delivers everything needed to tinker and build straight to your door. Cultivate your child's natural creativity and curiosity. Discover the science of rainbows by making rainbow-themed art while exploring color theory. Explore engineering and the physics behind the domino by building a real domino machine and more. It can be hard to find creative ways to keep your children busy and challenged. KiwiCo does all the legwork for you, so you can spend quality time tackling projects together. Plus, there's no commitment, and you can pause or cancel anytime you want. Make 2023 the year of discovery with KiwiCo. A great offer. You can get 50% off your first month on any crate line at kiwico.com/TMOS. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/TMOS, people.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know.
Mike.
This is the homepage.
I just sent you some research. Alex Earl's profile pic. Just so you know. So you have reference to
Quick
today's
peek.
Yeah, just you have to take a gander.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, she can influence anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow. That's
She's in
just,
Dubai right now.
yeah. There are bodies that are God-given, and then there are bodies that are enhanced, and then there are bodies that are enhanced by working out. And I believe in this particular case, you have all three.
All three.
All three at play. Would you not agree with that?
The Holy
For
Trinity.
a second, I thought you were talking about me, and I was blushing.
Yeah, I know.
The trifecta.
The hat trick. Julian Sands. You might not know this name. He was an actor. What I remembered him most for was Arachnophobia, where he plays the British scientist that comes in. And he's been in a bunch of different movies. He was reported missing on Friday after going hiking in California's San Gabriel Mountains earlier that day. Now, hiking right now, my daughter does it all the time. In California, in certain parts of California, is not an easy proposition. It is very, very dangerous out there, and they're telling people not to do it. He still hasn't been found. He's 65 years old. A ground search was organized, but eventually called off Saturday night due to avalanche risks, snow, and ice. Helicopters and drones continue to do as much as they could, given the weather. They have knocked out 14 14 rescue missions.
Wow.
And they've had 2 deaths in the area in the past 4 weeks. Hiking is not an easy deal right now. Ground's going to give out underway, mudslides, everything, and the weather.
For those that have never been to California, or let's say Los Angeles or even north, the hiking is not like, oh, we're going to Great Falls and we're going to walk around, something like that. It is like it's you're out there on terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some places like the Shenandoah, but without trees to catch you.
Did you do any hiking when you were out there?
Yeah, we went to, was it Runyon Canyon, where all the celebrities go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're done with that hike, you feel ugly.
Did you see any celebrities?
Yeah.
Who'd you see?
But I don't know. Like,
did you see Sands?
All these models that the girls were saying, oh, look at that. I don't know who they are.
But you did not see Julian Sands?
No.
Okay,
no.
Thank God.
Not in a ditch.
Sands films include the horror movies Gothic, Warlock, Arachnophobia, The Killing Fields, Leaving Las Vegas, Boxing Helena, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. What was he in that? I'm trying to think
Bill
what he was in
Burr.
that one.
He was the dragon.
Runyon Canyon.
He was the dragon.
Right. You saw Bill Burr?
Yes.
That's an A-lister.
Yeah,
That's
I gave him a wave. Nothing happened.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he looked like he was busy and tired.
All right, everybody remembers
Bill
Tiger
Burr.
King's Carol Baskin, right? I'm doing a story here.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah.
Remember Tiger King's Carol Baskin and her missing husband, Don Lewis. Some people think Carol murdered him and fed him to the tigers. That's been around forever. Well, it turns out he might still be alive. But the source that says he might still be alive is Carol Baskin.
Give it up, Carol Baskin. You got lucky. You put out a mini-series about yourself the week of COVID, and everyone watched it. And you know what? In reflection, it wasn't that good.
What's crazy is that Carol herself made the claim in 2021 that he's still alive, and somehow everybody in the media missed it. On a British talk show, Carol claimed that Homeland Security got in touch with her. Is she related to George Santos?
I was going to say Carol Santos, right.
And told her that Don was alive and well in Costa Rica. She added, quote, I didn't think he was capable of supporting himself. See, there's the dig right there. It's so easy. It's too easy.
Not when he's in a tiger's belly.
She said he took about $1 million down to Costa Rica. I had agreed to let him do that so he could prove to himself that he could make a living. She's a sociopath.
And a convenient round number. He took around $1 million.
Yeah.
That's
and
how much
to prove to himself that he could make a living.
In Costa Rica. Yeah.
For the record, no proof whatsoever that any of that is true.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let's talk about a person who is sweet and nice and never has any bad press. Dolly Parton, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
This
Dolly.
is who says no to Dolly Parton. Well, I'll tell you who. Mick Jagger. That's who. But he's about the only one not to say no to her upcoming rock album.
Oh,
On Tuesdays, The View, she said that they're having trouble matching up, but she is doing a Rolling Stones song. Pink and Brandi Carlile are joining her on I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Just perfect choice if you're going to do a Stones cover. Dolly also revealed some of the other superstars who will be joining her on this album. Of course, Paul McCartney.
Paul, don't do it. Don't do it. You can't sing anymore. Don't do it.
Paul McCartney is singing with me. We've got Stevie Nicks. We just finished our song. We got John Fogerty, Steve Perry, and Steven Tyler. And I'm even going to have Cher. So I've been getting a song for her. So
I have an official comment about the album with Paul McCartney, Mike.
Very good.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. There you go.
Is Dolly more famous now than she ever was?
She's pretty hot
I
right
think
now
so,
after
right?
the Miley thing.
Because I remember you've met Dolly, so you've got that.
I think the 9 to 5 Dolly was the most famous.
Pinnacle of fame.
Mm-hmm.
But she's so
she's skewing
so
younger
now.
She's skewing younger, which is helping her, I think.
Yeah, it's great. And she's a sweetie, and she does good works, which I think is even better. A new poll, and I can't believe this. I really can't. A new poll found that the average adult keeps 20 toys from their childhood.
Only 20.
Oh,
we'll get to you in a second.
So many.
Really?
Yes.
65% of people say they kept toys to pass them down to their children or grandchildren. 57% said they kept them because they're sentimental. And 59% say they're probably better than anything you could buy today. The number one toy people have kept, Barbie dolls. Legos are next, followed by Hot Wheels. Wait, there I am. I did. I kept my Hot Wheels and gave them to Michael. Yep. All right. So I'm guilty too. G.I. Joes, Susie Homemaker appliances, Fisher-Price telephones, and 45 automatic pistols. No, I'm sorry.
Very nice.
Light brights, Slinkies, Rubik's Cubes, and Nerf balls. Both of you, where do you line up?
Transformers, they don't make them like they used to. And I kept them to give. Which my brother and I said, like, it wouldn't be cool if we had kids and we could give it to our kids.
Right.
And we gave them to my niece, my nephew, not my niece, and my other nephew. And they love playing with them.
I saved my Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels cars, and Robert had no interest in them, so they're still in a box somewhere. I saved my baseball cards. Does that count?
I don't think baseball cards, because that's a real collectible.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that would count.
And
with that one.
Of course, all the marital aids.
It's disgusting. Austin Butler, remember him at the Golden Globes where he's doing the
fake Elvis
accent?
Yeah,
he just can't get out of it. It was weird. So somebody says his voice is natural, despite what critics think. Well, this is who says it. According to Dr. Irene Bartlett, who worked with the 31-year-old on Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, Butler isn't putting it on when it comes to the similarities between his voice and the King of Rock and Roll. Bartlett said that after over a year of training and forming a connection with the character, Butler's voice is authentic and here to stay. What?
I didn't know he was that old. 31? Seems that I thought he was
because
younger
of
than that.
COVID shutdowns. He was working on it all the time, and it's difficult to switch off something you spent so much focus time on.
That's garbage.
It's like the time,
garbage.
It's like the time you came in and couldn't stop talking like Uncle Cartoon.
Didn't Madonna change the way she talked?
I will do a voice, and sometimes you know that. I've done that on the show, where I can't snap out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, it's a grease man show.
One of the great examples in the old days is when you first found your Billy Bush impression.
Hey, guys.
You couldn't stop.
Did you picking on me, okay? Yeah, I'm here on the red carpet. I'm down in the second row of the Golden Globes, guys. Yeah.
Regis filled in.
Regis, how you doing? Beautiful, guys. Yes, sirree, the golden boy. Anyway.
Wait, 2 questions.
Yes.
Are you saying that this could be true? And do you want to know which famous supermodel's daughter this guy is dating now?
Austin Butler?
Yeah.
I want to know both, but the first thing, I don't think it could be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can snap out of it if you're trained to do a voice. You go back to talking that way. You don't go, hey, man, I'm going to talk about what other roles is he going to get? Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, my boy. You know, and everybody does Elvis, and Elvis is we've done Elvis on trips, Rob, right?
I know.
We would, when Rob and I would travel on the old Don and Mike show, we would always have a voice that we would use for the entire trip. That's how psychotic we were.
Yeah.
But I'm curious.
It made the trip go by faster, Mike.
But tell me, man, whose daughter's dating Austin
I saw
Butler?
this roll up on my TikTok. He is dating Cindy Crawford's model daughter.
Oh, I've seen her.
I would accept another wonderful text from you on that particular subject.
You know what, Mike? She's very pretty, Chief.
There's a gentleman by the name of Neil Mullis. He is a railroad worker, and he rescued a raccoon from an oncoming train after its testicles froze to the track.
I hate raccoons.
Not the man, the raccoons. The man found the traumatized animal and carefully freed him using warm water and a shovel. Mr. Mullis said, I poured the warm water under his bottom while a coworker worked the shovel under his butt to try to break him loose. After about 5 minutes of slowly working him, he was free. He jumped off the rail and ran into the woods, never looking back. When reached for comment, the raccoon said, all I was doing...
What?
I was going to use the synthesizer. I forgot to turn it on. All I was doing was looking for some trash cans to tip over. You see that
was even better.
Big balls of the. All right, I'll
Trash Panda. I hate raccoons.
Trash Panda. Thank you. We'll take a break and come back with I don't know something. It's a show. We'll do it. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Everybody.
Bring out today.
Miles the fish no longer chugging along.
I'm not dead.
He's moving slowly and he looks bloated.
Getting better.
I reach down with the net and he swims away.
And he's dead, Tom.
Well, hello. It's me, Miles, the cotton-picking beta fish, and I'm very, very sick. Luckily for me, there's no sharper dude on the face of God's green earth than Mike O'Mara. I wasn't feeling too perky, and Mike got a beta fish first aid kit. He went to the TMOS shopping center, Target, and cotton-picking Walmart, got all your pet needs. You can get fish food, and gravel, and baby limas, German potato salad. You know, y'all come down to the bowl and have a meal, man. You know, my fins grow.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whatever your reason is for wanting to make a change, Noom Weight is ready to help. Noom Weight is different. It uses psychology to help you understand your eating habits and learn how to make healthier choices every day, every single day. Noom Weight's approach is based on scientific principles that help you better understand your relationship with food. To date, Noom Weight has helped more than 4.6 million people lose weight, and active first-time Noomers lose an average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks. 95% of customers say Noom Weight is a good long-term solution. I love Noom Weight because it works. It's worked for so many of us. Carla's used it.
Yep.
Oscar's
Look
used
at me.
it. I weighed myself today. I was up a half a pound. Sorry. Stay focused on it happens. You learn that about Noom Weight.
You
go
eat.
up and down. You go.
You're Kenny Loggins.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom Weight's psychology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com/TMOS. That's NOOM.com/TMOS to sign up for your trial today and check out Noom's first ever book, The Noom Mindset, a deep dive into the psychology of behavior change. Available now wherever books are sold. All right, I want to talk about a celebrity that you don't hear about anymore, but we're nostalgic on this show. So Rob's got some info for us on Jack Nick. Yes, go ahead.
Just quickly,
yes.
I sent you that picture just if we're following along at home.
Yes.
I didn't know you did.
And also, Mike, if I was thinking about another role that Austin Butler could play. Yeah. He could play Peanut in the George Jones if they do a sequel to the George Jones series.
You know, those are genes, man. She married a good-looking guy, right?
Yeah.
Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, wow. That's a beautiful young lady. Very, very pretty.
It is.
And Cindy Crawford, still, better looking than her daughter, though.
She's
I have to
gorgeous.
say that, right?
Still, I think to this day.
But the daughter looks very unique, but the eyes are a little closer together than Cindy's. That's what I noticed from that particular photo.
Cruel.
If we're analyzing, I'm not being cruel. She's got a wonderful life. It's not going to matter what Fat Mike O'Mara says.
And she's dating Elvis, which is nice.
Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to be who's going to sound like that permanently, based on the Dr. Dipsh.
He could play Peanut in the George Jones show.
Really? So I wonder, Rob, it's funny, when you brought this up the other day, I find myself wondering sometimes, I'll look at an old clip of Jack Nicholson, who used to be at all those award shows. By the way, I just pine for the day when we get some award shows. Please offer him a lot of money and have Ricky Gervais come back and host. I go back and watch Ricky.
It's no good if
the
there's no
monologue is so good.
But it's no good if there's no movie stars in the audience.
Yeah, that's true.
And we really don't have a lot of movie stars anymore.
No,
and here's something that I found. This is the thing that first brought my eye to this. Jack Nicholson has not been seen in public since October of 2021.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you never see pictures of the guy anymore.
Yeah, but he was at a Lakers game. That was the last time he was seen in public. And
is this when he threw the nachos?
I don't think he threw any nachos.
No, I'm not kidding. There was some sort of spillage. No, he had homemade chili. I know. This is where you get me. You're in my wheelhouse now. I saw this get pulled up.
This is Jack Nicholson we're talking about?
He brought homemade chili, sat courtside at the Lakers game, and spilt his chili all over the court. And they were like, Jack, you got to go.
They kicked him out?
That was what I saw, what Mario Lopez told me on the little magic box.
When was the date on that?
Might have been that game.
Couldn't have been that actual
I'm
game.
telling
The
you.
last time he was in public, they kicked him out of the public eye.
Wow. Okay, so that was October of 21 with his son, Ray Nicholson. Did you know he had a son? Yeah.
I didn't. Well, I knew he had a son, but I didn't know the name.
Anyway, Jack Nicholson's friends have shared concerns about the actor's solitary lifestyle, saying they're worried about the end game. Now, if you think about famous solitary lifestyle actors of the past, I think the most famous would probably be Marlon Brando, right?
Yeah.
And Jack Nicholson has purchased and is living in Marlon Brando's home. Why are you laughing?
Do you see
I'm
the
laughing
picture?
because I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah, he's eating chili. Homemade chili.
Jack looks like he's been eating a lot of chili.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness to Jack.
And it's in a Tupperware container.
Homemade chili.
Jack Nicholson banned from sitting courtside after spilling homemade chili. There it is. He's right. And it looks like a recent picture.
This is why I'm here, America.
This is why I'm security. Do you know how he got it through security? Because he's Jack?
No, you do whatever you want. You walk into the forum and you have a tub of chili. Like, there's Jack with a tub of chili.
All right. This might be a big enough picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where you can see.
We can see it.
Yes.
You see the spillage?
Look at his
right
feet.
around his feet.
Oh,
Look
no.
at his feet.
Women in homemade chili.
And Rob, that looks like maybe a recent picture, right? Because he's so fat.
Well, yeah, so that would be October of 21. So what, just a year and a half ago?
No, this was April 2018. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
This picture. I found the same picture, Mike. It's from April of 2018. But
wow.
maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on the internet. Jesus Christ.
But anyway, he is living like a recluse, and he's made it clear to people that his home is his castle and that he's very selective about people that he lets in to let him. And people are worried, and they're thinking maybe it's dementia. They don't know. But the Hollywood community.
How old is Jack now?
Jack is 85.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know. Look, I hate when we have these stories, especially.
Yeah, because I think I know why you do. I'll tell you why I don't like, because it seems to me, everybody gets old.
We all get old.
Everybody gets old. I'm not going to be sitting here doing a show when I'm 85. Not going to do it. Although I joke with people in my neighborhood that based on my current financial situation, I'll be working until I'm 90. All right?
Yes.
I've got a good 7 to 10 years.
You enjoy
left.
what you
That's
do.
the way. I like
right.
what
if
I
you
do.
didn't enjoy it,
I
you'd
do,
be doing
and it
something
does.
else.
Thank you for subscribing and patronizing our advertisers. Fortunately, we're still able to make a good go.
Doesn't have to work because he's just stacked cash for so long. I'm assuming.
Right.
Why I hate this is a legend, right?
Right.
There's a legend within just the silver screen, whatever, the movie business.
Are you looking at the chili, Mike?
Yeah, I am. Hysterical.
You would hope that someone would have said, "Hey, that's not a good look courtside. This is still a press event. I know you're there for the team
It's
and
all
not
over
the press."
his knee and on the floor.
Accidentally
But who are we to
spilled
say that we won't be this way when we're older? We just don't have it in the public eye.
That's
It
true.
happens. There are people that are astonishing that are over the age of 80. There are people that I see that do amazing things, but then, it's that old clock on the wall.
Yeah.
It gets you.
And it's not like he's a history of clean living,
No. And, but sometimes it bites you in the butt. But, as far as Jack is concerned, you're not going to get 5 Easy Pieces Jack Nicholson that's going to come out again. So
no.
I think people who wrote the article, what's this from?
What's the outfit?
This was originally from Radar Online.
Forced in retirement, is that the one?
But they say that in 2021, his son and his daughter, Ray and Lorraine, said they have been looking after him. And he lives in the Mulholland Drive area of Los Angeles, and apparently it's a pretty tight-knit community. And the neighbors are all of the opinion that says he's a super talented guy, he's living alone, and physically he's fine, but his mind is gone.
Oh, really?
Man.
So
Yeah.
he's, that's sad.
I see a
That is
Daily
very
Mail
sad.
article here as well, not alluding to his mind being gone, but just the fact that he's missing. If this turns into a podcast 2 weeks from now, and all of a sudden you have just what was it? Where in the world? Which one they were looking for?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, and we're looking for Jack Nicholson, and it's a blockbuster, and it's from Wondery. I'm going to throw myself out a window.
No, he's not in the public eye. He
Right.
probably has some cognitive issues, and it happens.
Yeah.
All right? Which is why either Republican or Democrat, it might be a good idea to put forward a youth movement.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about it, except for Ron DeSantis.
All I know,
Thank you
Mike,
very
is
much.
that he's
Yes.
he spent years living in a house that was lived in for years by Marlon Brando. Maybe call a cleaning crew.
Yeah. If that's based on that chili on the floor, right on his knee and oblivious to it. Sad.
I smell beans.
Great actor. So cool for so long. You got to give him credit.
That's
for that.
true. Yeah.
Just like me. We'll be right back.
Power 95. Twitch patrol lines are open. Hi, who's this?
I shouldn't tell you.
Why? Do I know you?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is this Jim Amato?
No.
Have I had fun with you within the past 2 months?
Yes.
Okay, that cuts it down to 1,000. Are you Rick Schofield?
No.
Are you Jolene White?
No.
Are you Linda Har?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get tickets to the Mike O'Mara live show in New Orleans on April 15th at 8 p.m. at the House of Blues. Tickets are on sale to the general public on November 1st.
Because of you, I'll be in New Orleans.
Oh, We look forward to seeing everybody in New Orleans April 15th. Get your tickets to the show. A few left. How are we with those? Do we still have a few tickets left for the
Mike,
show?
I'm going to call it right now. In February, these will be gone.
All right, so if you want to do it, don't wait till it's too late, and don't think you can get them on the secondary market.
We only have a couple free for you and Rob. The rest you got to pay for. I'm sorry.
That's
right. Thank you,
Hey, the new year is here, and there's no better way to kick off 2023 than by making sure you're feeling like your best self. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being. And their hydration multiplier just may be the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water. Use it first thing in the morning before a workout, when you feel run down after a long flight, after a night out. Liquid IV is fantastic. I'm drinking it right now. They've donated over right now. They have donated over 25 million servings in over 50 countries around the world. It's the best way to start your day.
My go-to this week is Tangerine.
Beautiful.
Tangerine. Great song. Be like me, drink Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. All right, we don't have a lot of time here, and I'm glad I talked about the Dateline thing, where we're obsessed with murder, and I don't know if we want to do. We've been anti-establishment all day, so I'm not sure.
Fine. Let's cap it. Let me talk about this, please.
Okay, you mean as far as Amazon is concerned?
Yes.
All right. Well, all right, we'll do it. Well, Amazon is evil, according to Oscar Santana.
Listen.
Hey, listen.
I remember when we had a big problem with Amazon, when we lost our affiliate program for some reason, when podcasters stopped making money off Amazon, and we were like, you know what? Fine. It was a good run. It was a good run. We were salty. We moved on.
It was tough for us.
Yeah,
it was tough for us to bounce back during that time.
Big hit.
Yeah.
But we moved on with your support. We made it through this. I remember talking about this. I said, guys, fine. If they're not going to do it for podcasters and influencers and celebrities anymore at the level they have been, at least they have this program called Amazon Smile.
Right.
And we discussed it at length here, where we said it's like what we used to do for the podcast, but for nonprofits and churches and charities. So if you were an established nonprofit, you could say, hey, shop our Amazon cart. We get a portion, a fraction, maybe 1%, 2%, depending on the category of what you bought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go to the Our Lady of George Santos website and buy your Q-tips there.
And I remember
Santos tips.
My mother, a little after we lost our Amazon connection, came in and said, St. Catherine's has an Amazon Smile account. We're gonna purchase stuff for St. Catherine's. It's the church we went to as kids, Latin Mass. And yes, Mike has a picture of Chile, a fallen star.
I use the Amazon Smile account to buy a can opener to open my can of Jack Nicholson brand chili.
Have you ever heard of it before?
I have.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mike, when's the last time you heard about Amazon Smile?
After I made my homepage.
Good video day.
You brought it up, Oscar.
Yes. I mean, it's quite a picture. It's quite a picture. Today, Amazon announced that they are shutting down their Amazon Smile program.
Look at his feet.
It looks like he threw up.
Or worse. I don't know what type of cojones it takes to actually shut down a mechanism that just gave a fraction of your sales to charity.
Yeah.
And nonprofits. Mm-hmm. And I know look, Oscar, you're a big dummy. What do you expect? You have an MBA. It's business. Amazon stock is down. They're cost cutting across the board. They're firing people. Right. What do you expect? The charity angle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just, you don't want that press. You're already the evil empire.
Yeah.
That's probably the one thing you could hold on to.
Didn't you get the impression when they were back when they were screwing us that they didn't care? That they didn't care at all?
I got the impression they got to a level where they didn't.
I think they were happy. They were
like,
care, these guys, they've got too many supporters. Let's trim the fat.
Yeah, they didn't need to care anymore.
That's the way I look at it. That's the way I've always looked at it with them. I mean, it seems to me that they don't care. Yeah.
They had a
employees
big
coming
Tupperware
out.
container full of good wishes that they spilled courtside.
I speculated to you a long time ago that they, with the layoffs that they had, they probably let go of their department that was designed to monitor, and they were pricks. Make no mistake about it. They controlled that with a very tight. We had a tight leash on Amazon when we were selling products through them, and they probably just said, "We don't need this. Why do this? This is not helping our bottom line.
Why are we,
it's giving money away to them. It's giving money. Now, do they use it as a write-off? I would think so. Probably a massive write-off, right? Maybe.
I don't know what you tell the congregation that was probably getting maybe an extra 10 G's.
Yeah.
From their congregation going to Amazon using the link.
Guess they got to wait for that next stained glass window.
You know what? It's the powerful. The rich get richer, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to charities all across the country.
It's wild.
The rich get richer. And by the way, Amazon and its tentacles everywhere. So essentially, one man can have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Which is really what it is. You know,
it fell so flat. And I believe I'm a capitalist now. I'm buying in. I'll buy in.
You've always been a capitalist.
Yeah, to hell with charity.
Yeah.
But this is a bridge too far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did it they started with the lowly podcast, and we built their empire. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
We promoted them every day on this show, and it was a big part of our night.
Amazon is here because of us.
Right. We made that company.
We did that, and then we had to have a bake sale after that.
As far as I know, we're still the only place that sells my fruitcakes. Amazon doesn't sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, sales down this year based on a lot of factors, but because of the fruitcake. I'd like to improve that next year if we can. Somehow, if we can do that. All right. Well, and maybe we make it up with bonus show subscriptions or new advertisers. But we're still hustling, and I think we don't do that a lot on this show. We don't tell you a lot that we still
the side
hustle.
News. You mean the call with our accountant and said what happened?
Yeah, I mean, sucks.
I said, hey man, we're in a recession. What are we gonna do?
Well, survivability is the key with that. But we always need you to go out there and the
evangelize.
Fact of facts. I will tell you one honest fact.
All right.
The fact of this show is that there is a thimble-sized active participant minority that fuels everything we do. And the rest of you that listen to the show every day, and we know it by the numbers, don't go the extra mile to support us, and we wish they did. In order for that number, I am told, to increase, we would have to dramatically increase the reach of this show.
I know there are levers this year that we will pull, and we'll make it easier for people to support us without even thinking twice.
What about the auto renewal thing that I hear about all the time? Pony, are we on that where people aren't getting, sliding away and not getting this show auto renewed?
We have been for past 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, not from what I read last week in social media. People having problems.
There was a glitch in the system.
Thank you, Oscar, for being honest.
That we addressed.
Unlike the guy on the other side of the glass.
I thought you were asking me if we were using that.
He couldn't be honest to save his
Oh, the words.
That's quite it.
5 years. Make me sound like a fucking rube on my own show, you skinny little runt. I read it last week, Pony. I don't pull this out of my ass for recreation. Well, it's been the same way forever and ever. No. And then the honest one of the show, thank God, you two are still employed because of him.
That's not the question you were asking me.
I don't want to hear it. He was telling me there was a glitch last week.
Yes.
That's all you needed to say. That's all you needed to say.
We have addressed
it's the same way it always is, Mike. I don't know why you're ranting without any possibility, any basis in reality. Perhaps because you're insane.
Oh, God.
No, but that's it. You laugh because you do the same thing to me. Both of you do that same. Oh, Mike's ranting again. It's meaningless. It's meaningless. Like I pull it completely. Like I come in here because I want to bitch. No, I listen to listener feedback every day. Hello.
Hi there.
Yesterday.
So what was the glitch?
Well, yesterday there was.
Rob, I'll ask Rob. Rob, what was the glitch?
I was in the code, Mike, of the.
Are you
program.
lying?
Yes, I am.
You don't know anything about it, do you?
I don't know about the glitch.
Bingo.
Right.
What was the glitch, Oscar?
Well, the glitch was built into our back-end system that captures the transactions and one of them happened to be through PayPal, which we've updated, and it has been resolved. And I have to thank the listeners because that's how
that's how we find out everything.
As soon as I saw it come through, I took a screenshot. I sent it to Matt Bloom, and then he didn't write me back for a couple of days. So I said, hey, I sent this to you on Friday. When are we going to take care of this? And this week we dove deep into the system and it's been resolved.
That's wonderful. Pony, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah. The email you were talking about had nothing to do with that glitch.
How do you know what email I was talking about?
No, the one Oscar was talking about.
There are multiple issues, man.
It was, but this one was a credit card.
Now he's trying to make you sound like an idiot.
It gets really technical, but it was a credit card issue.
Yeah, but Matt, did we not have this is what I have to deal with, America. Did we not have an issue with the actual processing?
No, last week there was a database error. This is so nitty gritty.
Okay, but the fact that we're having so many issues,
Pony,
does not really represent us well, correct?
Can you just get a little closer to the microphone so I can hear? Because I didn't hear that last part.
Sure, I'm right here. I'm right on the microphone. Oh, ow.
All right, we have to take a break. We'll come back with the
award for Best Supporting Actor
goes to a big Tupperware container of chili.
Chili all over the floor. The hardwood courts of the NBA.
We'll come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Well, to the best of my knowledge, Mike, you're just a big, super fat idiot with chili.
Hey, come here. Buy from Vince's Diet Warehouse and get free gumballs.
Anybody can sell you what they think you want, but if you need new tires for your ride or the sweet, satisfying pick-me-up of a gumball, you can't miss shopping online through the shopping center at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Target and Walmart has what you're looking for. Have it shipped to your door or pick it up at the store. You can't lose because you help support TMOS. And here's something else to chew on.
Gumballs and tires, he can't miss. Trust me. Get out of there.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
You think
everybody.
he knew the chili was there and he just didn't want to clean it up? I mean,
it's on his shoe, which means it wasn't already there. He spilled it. Yeah. Mike, here's one for you. It's the song Tangerine.
Yes, Tangerine.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's Led Zeppelin's Tangerine.
He's so oblivious to that massive, the entire container of chili on the floor. January means resolution. God, that's funny.
You're enamored by that picture.
I am.
What's not to like?
Fitness goals, lifestyle changes. Everybody does the same stuff in January, but if you really want to put the new you to the test, Harry's can help. Whether you want to go from Bigfoot to competitive swimmer or be the innovator who brings back the soul patch. Nice. Harry's has the tools for your closest, cleanest shave ever. We all use Harry's because we all love Harry's. I have all the things and stuff. And right now, the Truman Shave Trial Set is a $15 value for just $3 at harrys.com/TMOS. It includes a 5-blade German-engineered razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. Plus, you can schedule a replacement blade delivery whenever you need it with refills as low as $2 each. That is a bargain, my friends. And Harry's is still offering a no-risk trial. Don't like your shave? No worries. It's on them. They do that because it's great. No matter how new your new you is, look sharp all year long with Harry's. Get a $15 Truman Shave Trial Set for just $3 at harrys.com/TMOS. That's harrys.com/TMOS for a $3 trial set. Do it.
Sound. We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Do I push my luck sometimes? Yes, I do. And this is the second day in the row I bring you a palate cleanser, Mike. We open with a parody record. Now,
I'll get my boy. I've been using that a lot today.
Yes.
I'm ready. Pony has lost an eye during today's show. I should point that out.
But only one.
Yes, only one.
Are you familiar with a new computer program called GTP0?
What is it? An offshoot or is it an imposter?
No, it's an AI. It's for artificial intelligence that can be used to write essays for students, and it's pretty unflappable, and it does really amazing work. So
and untraceable?
Well, it would be probably traceable if they knew to look for it. But it does a great job of writing essays, so now kids don't even need to write anymore.
That's good.
Attending class. It's called ChatGPT.
What is ChatGPT 0 then?
I don't know what I don't know what ChatGPT 0 is.
Okay, but what did you just mention?
GTP 0.
Oh, I'm looking at it now, and it looks like this 22-year-old is trying to save us from ChatGPT before it changes writing forever.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's the same thing.
Okay, well, no, it's a different type of app that wants. It's wild,
but it can write amazing essays for you. So
yeah.
That's good if you want to get something over on the other guy. Mike, are you familiar with Stephen A. Smith from ESPN?
Oh, absolutely. Same kind of guy I was talking about earlier. Loud and, always right. That type of thing. He has to apologize a lot.
He apologized today because he was backpedaling for something he said yesterday on the Sherry Shepherd show, which I know you watch every day. Did you happen to miss yesterday?
I missed that one, but I am a subscriber.
So he said this about the halftime show.
Are you excited for this halftime show?
I don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic. That's not where I'm going with this.
Okay, where you going?
She's a lot of things. She's spectacular, actually.
Yes.
And congratulations on new mamahood. There's one thing.
He's talking about Rihanna, of course.
She's not.
Rihanna.
Uh-huh.
She ain't Beyonce.
I know she's not Beyonce, but wait a minute, hold up.
And so today he began his apology tour. Here's a portion of his rambling apology to Rihanna.
I'm gonna own it. I know what y'all trying to do. I want Rihanna to know you're a superstar and you are a worthy person to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm just.
Let me ask this. Is the voice a little raspier than it's been in the past?
I believe so, especially on the apology.
I am not a connoisseur of Stephen A. Smith. I don't watch him regularly, but I don't remember the voice being that.
Sounds to me like he's had himself a night, perhaps with press people.
That sounds like
I'm a Beyonce fan. That's all. Rihanna, go do your thing. I apologize for creating whatever brouhaha comes up.
Who cares?
I gotta be more careful.
Yeah,
well, yeah, the Rihanna Navy is known for.
That's within his rights 1,000 times over to say.
Of course,
Rihanna's no Beyonce.
You don't say anything about Rihanna. You don't say anything about Beyonce or Lady Gaga. All of their fans will cancel.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
the
good
monsters,
to know.
the little monsters. Yes. Mike,
I love them all.
Sometimes you use the drive-thru and the service is fine, right?
Yeah.
This guy went through McDonald's drive-thru and he got himself a very special surprise in his drive-thru order, and he TikToked it before he returned it. He is a good guy. He did return it.
I just went to McDonald's, handed me my sausage McMuffin and this bag. Well, what's in this bag? Their deposit. Just a couple $1,000 here. Why would you guys do this to me?
I'll pause this here. It was a stack of bills. It was their daily deposit. I can understand getting it all together, but why put it in a McDonald's bag in a McDonald's?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I had a friend that worked at KFC in college.
Okay.
And he was told by the manager to not take the deposit to the bank in a deposit bag, to put it in a KFC bag because he didn't want him to get robbed.
That makes sense.
Is.
But in any case, he did return all the money. They thanked him and gave him free McDonald's for a month.
Oh,
yay!
Okay. Well, that it's better than nothing. But I mean, I would have maybe made that life.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah,
a life of McMuffins. And you know what?
Why not?
If you ate McMuffins every day, it wouldn't be much longer than a month.
Pony?
Yes.
Can you put your hand over the phone for a second?
Sure, I got it right there.
All right, there we go. Just did that for fun.
I need that.
He likes that.
I think I got some pinky on me. I think, Mike, this would be a Florida story, but it's a Tennessee story.
Tennessee!
Now, if you are too drunk to drive, and if your car is littered with booze bottles.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you ask your kid to drive. Now, I've done this. I've asked my kid to drive if I've had too much to drink. just to be safe.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
I mean, there's a lot of Freudian slips. Yesterday, you have 12 packs in your fridge, and now he's
my
asking him
kids
to
stole.
drive.
Remember the quote yesterday? My kids stole beer from me.
Yeah.
well-
And then today, he's like, I ask him to drive all the time when I'm drunk.
It was a case of beer.
What's happening?
And it was Miller Lite, and that barely counts as beer. But anyway, I think there's nothing wrong with putting safety first and having your kid drive if the kid is sober and you're not.
And by the way, I think it's time we stop picking on Rob about that, okay? Rob has done very, very well with his 0-step program.
What does that mean?
That's a joke. 0-step
Yeah, there's
program.
12. You're taking 0.
No, I took a step. I
Down?
quit.
Oh, I don't.
That's just a little
That's
joke.
it's
Let's move
TBD.
on. A 0-step program would mean you did it on your own.
You're coming
That's
up
what
on
I'm
a
saying.
year of sobriety. Please don't fall off the wagon. I'll support you if you do.
I'm gonna celebrate on the year, but not until then.
Okay, let's go. Let's move on. You're making me nervous.
Okay, let me reset here. It's
All
okay
right.
to ask your kid to drive, but
Yeah.
not if they're 5 years old.
I'm surprised it didn't kill both of them. We've seen some crazy things out here, but this is one of the craziest.
It was just really mangled, like somebody hit it hard. Don't let your 5-year-olds drive.
He destroyed a mailbox. Kid's okay.
5.
The father's in custody, and the
You know
mailbox.
what the father said?
What?
He said, I'll love you till I die.
I saw some video of the Christmas at their house. It was horrible.
Yeah, terrible.
He ruined
Chandelier
Christmas?
on the
Yeah,
floor.
Peanut came in and said, George, what did you do?
George, what did you do? I don't know. Say possum.
I'm almost caught up, Mike. It's a pretty great
Good
show.
stuff, isn't it?
Great music. Really
Yeah,
good music.
really, really good.
All right, let's close with this as a nod. I didn't know this existed. This goes back to 2017 in the state of Iowa. Now, I'm familiar with the Iowa State Fair because they always have a big butter sculpture, and Steve hates the butter sculpture, by the way. Steve Bridges. But they also have something.
By the way, when you say butter sculpture, that automatically cues the beaver fart. Thank you.
They might have a beaver made of butter. You never can tell. But in 2017, they had the traditional husband calling contest.
Okay.
And the winner gets $5. Very old-timey. But the last person you hear in this clip was the winner of the Iowa husband calling contest. We close with this.
Bob, hurry up! I don't want to be late. Bob, hurry! Daryl! Roy? Can you hear me? You get yourself in here right now! You know you're going to be late again, and you know that I want to get there on time. Roy!
I forgot to mention they also get a trophy. It's called the Golden Carry.
Wow, that's stunning. Fantastic.
Husband calling, Roy.
Oh, man, that is just over the top. Sounds like down here. Really. They're all from Iowa down here, every last one of them.
Mike, that's
what they
all
are.
I got.
That's it. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with our fabulous bonus show. And everybody that listens to tomorrow's show gets a free Tupperware container of chili.
On their shoe.
One more time if you get
Yeah, can we go to throw it to the videotape?
It is a gem. There you go. Got it.
That's like one of the best photographs I've ever seen.
Mike, I challenge you to make that your Facebook wallpaper today.
Oh, my God. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Michael Marizay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
I spilled it.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hey, how you doing?
And I am not going to stand here and see that thing cut open and see that little Kettner boy spill out all over the dock.
I think I just wet myself.